Our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening, I am Kevin Smith and welcome to your evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. Let's get to the news in detail. Hess Corporation has boasted that it received recognition from third-party organizations for its environmental, social and governance performance in 2020, all the while funding the ExxonMobil Liza Phase 1 operation, which has flared gas just about all year long. Chief Executive Officer of Hess, John Hess, spoke of the company's record during its 2020 Q4 earnings call last Wednesday, January 27th. He said they are proud to have been recognized throughout 2020 by a number of third-party organizations for the quality of their environmental, social and governance performance and closure. Meanwhile, the CDP stands for Carbon Disclosure Project. It is an international non-profit that granted Hess leadership status for its climate stewardship late last year. The Vice President, Environmental Health and Safety at Hess, Alex Seidman, said CDP's rating recognizes their continued leadership in transparency and performance as they address climate-related risks and opportunities. And moving on, Guyana's local content laws must evolve as industry develops, says U.S. analyst. Cognizant of the reality that the oil and gas sector is one that is constantly evolving, Guyana's local content laws must cater for those same changes. Making these and other critical points is Arthur Deakin, an analyst at the American Market Intelligence, or AMI. For those readers unaware, AMI, which is a United States management consultant firm, is known for providing its insights which unlock opportunities in Latin America via market intelligence, research, and analysis. Deakin was reminded of an article he wrote on Guyana's local content. In that piece, Deakin had penned that Guyana should ensure that whatever rules it is putting in place, that it does not find itself in a position where it biting off more than it can chew. In other news, the Ministry of Education has signed an invitation for bids for the construction of the St. Rose's High School at Camp and Church Streets in Georgetown. The development follows the PPPC government decision to terminate the $412 million contract for the construction of the school. The project was initially awarded to local contractor Courtney Benn Contracting Services Limited. According to the bid invitation, the bidding will be conducted through the National Competitive Bidding Procedures as specified in the Procurement Act of 2003 in Regulations 2004 and is open to all eligible contractors. And now let's tell you the critical question industry stakeholders say is facing the nation since the social cost for reckless endangerment of the environment stands at $417 per ton is would ExxonMobil subsidiary, Esso, be picking up the exuberant cost attached to greenhouse gas emissions caused by its flaring offshore the Stabroek Block, or would it be the Guyanese people? It is on this premise that international lawyer Melinda Janke called on the EPA to shut operations at Exxon's Liza Destiny oil vessel and make them pay for the damage to the health and well-being of Guyanese, as well as the environment. And moving on, it has been 3 days since ExxonMobil had announced increased flaring at its Liza Destiny operations. Within those 3 days, Guyana has seen statements condemning the flaring from bodies like the World Wildlife Fund, an international lawyer, a conservationist, oil and gas groups, and even industry experts. But when it comes to the EPA, the regulator of Guyana's environment, and the APN UAFC, Guyanese have only heard deafening silence. Notwithstanding this silence, former EPA head Dr. Vincent Adams said that Exxon should explain why this type of equipment failure is only occurring in Guyana when this country is not host to its first operation or experience in the oil industry. And moving on, Guyana's first year as an oil-producing state was not only hard hit by the economic effects of the COVID-19, but it was also characterized by damning levels of air pollution. For more than a year, the nation saw how ExxonMobil's operations in the Liza Phase 1 project contaminated the atmosphere with the burning of over 1 billion cubic feet of gas. This level of flaring was a direct result of a faulty gas compressor. Many expected that 2021 would be different after Exxon claimed that the issue was fixed. The hope was that should this occur again, the oil titan would be made to face some type of consequence. However, ExxonMobil will face no punishment for this reckless endangerment of the environment. Confirming this on Friday evening was Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat. And finally, let's tell you the Ministry of Health today reported that a 58-year-old woman from Region 4 was the country's 177th COVID-19 fatality. In its press release, it stated that the woman died while receiving care at a medical facility. The ministry also reported 13 new cases via its daily dashboard update, which shows the case total increased to 7,654. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Coming up next is the National Outlook with GHK Lal.
Want value for your advertising dollar?